there is a problem in the world. A problem which is only being talked about by some random people on the internet, but it's a big problem nonetheless. What is this problem? It is the regressive left. Now, what is the regressive left? There's been many definitions. The original one was by Maajid Nawaz, who said that it was liberals who are hesitant to criticize certain cultures for fear of seeming bigoted, and this means that they allow terrible things to happen in places like the Middle East, where gay people are thrown off buildings, women are oppressed and don't have the rights due to them as human beings. They've got Sharia law, and those places are very conservative, and anybody who is rational or sane would say that is a pretty shitty system, and it's a theocracy, and so you wouldn't want to have a system based on fucking Sharia. At least I wouldn't. I don't know about other people. But apparently, or at least I've heard, people on the regressive left, they think this is all fine and dandy. When they see a homosexual thrown off a tall object and killed, they think that's their culture. I respect that. That's not a problem for me, apparently. Okay, so that's part of the problem with the definition. Maajid originally said leftists who are hesitant to criticize something. That's a very different standard from supports or thinks is good or likes. And the way that I would personally phrase it, if I even believed in the regressive left as an actual concept, would be people not focusing enough on those issues. So if you make a whole bunch of videos about religion and the problem with religion in the world, and you don't really talk at all about Sharia or some of the radical things in the Quran, okay, I could see as a matter of focus, you might say, well, that person is a bit regressive. Although I still don't know what the fuck that's supposed to mean. Like, they're a bit regressive, like they want to go back to something. Well, I don't know what they want to go back to, but that's the difficulty when people are trying to invent a new phrase that logically doesn't make sense. You kind of have to add some meaning into it so that it's regressive for a reason, and I've never seen anybody clarify that in a decent way. Direct support for these policies, I don't know if it's regressive, but it is bad. That it's bad to kill gay people, and it's bad to not let women have the fucking vote. And a lot of that's to blame on the Quran. Like, what? Yeah, I mean, what? I don't see anything amazing about saying that. Like, does that make me a badass? These people are basically, if you say that every single fucking day, you're a fucking hero. You are a true liberal. Any other people who say anything else to do with something else, well, they're shit. They're terrible, they're regressive. But luckily, not everyone on the left is regressive. There's a bunch of people on the left who are fucking badass and are real awesome. And these people are true liberals. And they give true liberals voices. Real liberals, not the bad ones. Not like me and my friends. We're all shit liberals because we think killing gay people is Islamic culture and that means it's okay. I don't! Now let's listen to how liberal these guys are.
Until the real, legitimate, true voices of liberalism can come back to the forefront, this conversation is always going to be stuck between the regressives and the Trumps.
Saying that Islamophobia is not a real thing. That if you're critical of something...
Well, it's not a real thing when we do it.
Right.
Well, no, it really isn't.
I'm not...
Right.
An incredible number of people think Islam is a race.
Yes. Oh, I've heard that, yeah. Right, regressive leftists. You know, the people who don't quite get it about being liberals in the world. I know you were championing somebody named Maryam Namazi.
Oh, yeah.
But we're having this conversation because I noticed you calling me a bigot, and you sort of walked that back a little bit, but...
I didn't walk it back. I'm sorry. I didn't walk it back.
So Dave Rubin, Bill Maher, Sam Harris, they are real motherfucking liberals. The most liberal, and no one else who talks about shit in a different way is liberal. They are garbage. They are human garbage. But if I could list the things that I believe make me liberal, is I want healthcare for all. That's a good thing. I want to maintain the integrity of the vote, so one person, one vote. Across the whole fucking world, just have universal democracy within every country. That sounds great. Women's rights. I want women to have reproductive rights. I want them to have rights in civil society. I want them to be able to walk down the street without being harassed and attacked. I want them to be able to have free speech and express themselves and make their own life decisions as independent human beings. I want gay rights. I want gay people to have all of the rights that straight people have, because you can't have a civilized society in which gay people are oppressed and treated like second-class citizens. And I want the same for minorities. I don't want them to be treated like second-class citizens. I want religious freedom. So I want people to be able to express their religion in a way that is not degrading or corrosive to society. So, for example, if you had people setting up Sharia courts in Western countries, I don't think that should be recognized as an official type of law. Maybe they can practice in their own community or something. But if that leads to oppression of the women and gay people and individuals in those communities, I think that federal forces or national forces should come in and shut that down and say, look, you've got your cultural thing, the Sharia law, but that is not the official law of this country. You're not allowed to treat your wives, your brothers, sisters, etc. in this fashion if they're doing something terrible. That makes perfect sense. It should be part of the criminal law system. So yes, I'm against Sharia law. It wouldn't make any fucking sense for me to be for it. So am I against Sharia law in Muslim countries? Of course I fucking am. Yes, I am. I also believe in a progressive tax rate, so I think people with much higher incomes should be taxed at a higher rate. And I am also against wars, and I'm against collateral damage. Now, to a lot of people this sounds kind of naive, but I think a lot of the wars these days are kind of wars of choice. World War II was not a war of choice, even though it took America so long to get into the war. You might think they just sort of made a choice, and I guess they kind of did, but stopping Hitler was paramount. We don't really see wars like that anymore. We see proxy wars, we see cold wars, we see people funneling arms to like various groups, and we see the American government giving money to the Saudis and basically rewarding jihadis for supplying us with resources and oil. That shit is hideous. I'm completely against that. Now, I think supporting Saudi Arabia financially and that kind of thing, mentioning that does make me a bit regressive, because that's talking about foreign policy. You're not allowed to talk about that. So I apologize talking about foreign policy. I always like to point out that Jeremy Corbyn wants to cut off financial aid to Saudi Arabia. David Cameron wants to keep doing it, but only one of them gets called regressive. That fact blows my mind. David Cameron is the regressive. So straight down the line, I'm for all of these things. So what is it that makes me regressive? As far as I'm concerned, it's pretty much just a matter of focus. I don't spend all of my time focusing on bad shit in the Quran. I don't spend all my time saying that Muhammad is a pedophile, even though he was a pedophile. Sometimes I mention the historical fact that a lot of people in that culture back then were pedophiles. And then people tell me, that means you're saying it's okay. No, I'm not. Of course I'm fucking not. It's a horrible thing. Mentioning that, like, you attribute an agenda to me that I don't have. I do not have an agenda to make Islam look better than it is. I don't want to persecute, like, random Muslims, even if they think bad shit, because so many people in the world are completely uneducated on many topics. What I care about, though, is making society become secular. That's what's important to me, secularism. And secularism also has a strong component of religious freedom. You're going to have to tolerate a certain amount of Islamic culture, but like I said, if they start doing the Sharia law and they start saying, like, we're going to behead this person or cut off this person's hands or that kind of shit, that goes against the law of your country, so you can't allow it. I'm not advocating for any of that shit. So as far as I'm concerned, regressive left, much of the time, is based on saying that talking about foreign policy is making excuses for Islam. Maybe some people do. I don't fucking know. I certainly don't. I think foreign policy matters, and I think it's a big deal. And Israel has committed war crimes. If you don't agree with that, you are fucking wrong. They've blown up women and children in hospitals, etc. It's got nothing to do with whether Israel should exist. Of course it should. The people are already there. You can't go into Israel and get rid of the people. Just like you can't go into Palestine and get rid of the people, although I think maybe some people want to. I don't know. Hamas is shit. Hamas is counterproductive. I don't like Hamas. But Israel has a horrible leader, because Netanyahu is not really working in good faith towards peace. So it's a fucking mess all around. That makes me regressive. I'm just supposed to say, rah rah Israel. And that's supposed to be it. End of story. So that's it. I mean, I am liberal down the line on pretty much every issue, including freedom of religion, and including not persecuting random Muslims. And for that, I'm called a regressive. It gets annoying, because I have debate after conversation online, and it always comes back to the same tired garbage. You're a regressive. You're a regressive, you're a regressive. I consider myself a kind of atheistic agnostic, so I believe when I die, that's the fucking end. The worms are going to eat my rotting body, and it's going to be infinite blackness. This is the only life that I'm going to have. So I don't like to call myself an atheist because I don't want to associate myself with a lot of people in the quote-unquote movement who just say, I just don't believe in God and that's all there is to it. Because it is more complicated than that when you look at the tribalism online and people just agreeing with each other for the sake of fitting into some group, which I have no interest in doing. So I believe in God as little as these people. None of these badass atheists online believe in God less than me. But I'm not the badass because I don't spend all my time just saying, there's bad shit in the Quran and the Hadith and fuck Islam and Muhammad was a pedophile. If I just made my channel just say that, they would be satisfied and they'd just be like, he's not a regressive. But I believe in covering a range of issues. And that's regressive. Covering a range of things is very regressive. That makes me think that a lot of these atheists are douchebags. Total fucking douchebags. Not all atheists are douchebags. I've talked to some that are very nice and very friendly, and they don't throw pejoratives at you like regressive. They actually want to have a conversation, and they want to have a dialogue, and they want to have a back and forth. But a bunch of other ones are douchebags. So I think they're pretty much douche-eists. So from now on, I think they should be referred to as doucheists. Douchebag atheists. Now keep in mind, I'm not saying that all atheists are douchebags. Only some of them. And they're quite easy to identify online. They are atheists that think being an atheist makes you a total fucking badass. Being an atheist means that you're smarter and more intelligent than other people, even if you hadn't read more books, even if you don't know what the fuck is going on, you haven't done research, you don't put a lot of effort into your opinions, you just get them off other people. When you see popular YouTubers, you just like sponge their opinions and then regurgitate them yourselves, but you're an atheist and you're part of a little club, so you're a badass. No, you're a douchebag. You're a doucheist. Atheists who think being an atheist automatically makes you smarter are doucheists. People who don't bother fucking researching, people who don't change based on new information are doucheists. So while Sam Harris and Dave Rubin and Bill Maher, while they are true liberals, which is quite impressive, they're also douchebags. So they're doucheists. So true liberal doucheists, that's what I'd call them. So to all the atheists online, I just want to say, be nice to your fellow man. Engage in conversation. Research. Don't impugn the motives of everyone who disagrees with you. Don't just fucking pack a sad and run home when you get bested in a debate. Acknowledge when someone makes a better argument than yourself or provides you with new information, otherwise you're a douche. Don't be a doucheist. I feel like doucheism is enveloping atheism. We're getting to the point now where a really scary amount of atheists are douches. There's a lot of doucheism going on. So if you're a doucheist, just think about what you're doing and then become a true atheist like me. I'm a true atheist. We don't want doucheists, we want true atheists, and we want to raise true atheist voices. I'm tired of people elevating these doucheist voices. Doucheist voices are not what we need. We'll never move forward as a society with doucheist voices. We need true atheists. Like me. I'm a true atheist. And before I go, full disclosure, the YouTuber Dick Coughlin, he had one called Rapeists, which you can see here.
I have to make a confession. I am a rapeist.
I did not know about this before I came up with the idea for this. My friend told me about it. I swear to God, bro, I didn't plagiarize you. I didn't rip you off. If I did, I think it's because I'm a regressive, and regressives plagiarize. That's what regressives do. So to all my true atheist friends, and to all those disgusting doucheists, I can't help bringing you up, doucheists. I didn't want to talk about you in this video, but I couldn't help it. It always comes back around to the doucheists.
No matter how far I tried to steer the conversation away from the
doucheists,
and I tried many times, all roads kept leading back to them.
To you guys, I say, chill the fuck out, relax, and stop being a douchebag.